Thought Cafe presents 7 Signs Your Relationship is Over. Relationships are complex and dynamic, and it's not always easy to tell when things are coming to an end. But by paying attention to some of the warning signs, you can be better prepared to make informed decisions about the future of your relationship. So if you're ready to dive into some real talk about relationships, then stick around because we're going to be discussing 7 signs that your relationship might be coming to an end. Number 1. You're fantasizing about being single or being with someone else. When you're in a happy and fulfilling relationship, the idea of being single or being with someone else isn't very appealing because you're content with what you have. However, if you're constantly daydreaming about the single life or being with someone else, it might be a sign that you're no longer satisfied with your current relationship. You may be feeling bored, unfulfilled, or unsatisfied with your partner, and the idea of being with someone else might seem more exciting or appealing. Of course, it's normal to have fleeting thoughts or fantasies about other people or what life would be like if you were single, but if these thoughts are persistent and interfere with your ability to be present in your relationship, it might be time to evaluate whether you're truly happy being with your partner. Number 2. You're no longer physically intimate, or the physical intimacy feels forced or awkward. Physical intimacy can take many forms, including holding hands, hugging, kissing, and sexual activity. If you and your partner have stopped engaging in these activities, it could be a sign that you're no longer feeling emotionally or physically connected to each other. There are many reasons why physical intimacy might decline in a relationship, including stress, anxiety, and other external factors. However, if there seems to be no desire or effort to reignite the physical intimacy, it could be a sign that the relationship has run its course. Number 3. You don't feel excited about spending time together anymore, and making plans together feels like a chore. When the excitement and anticipation of spending time with your partner are gone, it can be a sign that you're no longer emotionally or mentally invested in a relationship. You may find yourself feeling bored, restless, or unfulfilled in your interactions with your partner. It's important to note that not every moment spent together has to be filled with excitement and adventure. However, if you find yourself actively avoiding spending time with your partner or feeling indifferent about the idea of spending time together, it's worth evaluating whether the relationship is still fulfilling your needs. Number 4. You find yourself picking fights over little things or avoiding conversations altogether. If you find yourself constantly picking fights, it could be a sign that there are deeper underlying issues in the relationship. You might be feeling frustrated, resentful, or unheard in the relationship, and these feelings may be manifesting as arguments or avoidance. It's important to communicate openly with your partner about your feelings and try to understand their perspective as well. However, if you find that the fighting and avoidance continue despite your efforts to resolve the issues, it could be a sign that the relationship has reached its limit. Number 5. You no longer share your deepest thoughts and feelings with your partner, or you feel like they're not listening to you. Communication is a key component of any successful relationship, and if you're no longer able to communicate effectively with your partner, it can be a sign that there are deeper underlying issues in the relationship. You might feel like your partner doesn't understand you or isn't interested in what you have to say, which can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection. It's important to try to communicate openly with your partner about your feelings and needs, and to work together to find ways to improve communication in the relationship. However, if you find that your efforts are not working and you still feel disconnected from your partner, it may be time to evaluate whether the relationship is still fulfilling your needs and if it's worth continuing. Number 6. You're constantly looking for reasons to spend time apart and are happier when you're not together. If you're constantly finding excuses to be apart, it could indicate that you're no longer invested in the relationship and are seeking time away from your partner to focus on other things in your life. You might feel like you need space to pursue your own interests, or you might simply be feeling unfulfilled in the relationship. Feeling happier when you're not together can also be a sign that the relationship is no longer fulfilling your needs. You might feel like you're not able to be yourself around your partner, or that you're constantly compromising your own needs to keep the relationship going. It's important to evaluate why you're feeling this way, and it may be worth considering whether the relationship is still working for both of you. Number 7. You're no longer making future plans together. This lack of future planning could be a sign that you're no longer invested in a relationship, or that you're feeling uncertain about the future of the relationship. You might feel like you're not able to plan for the future with your partner because you don't see them as part of your future, or you might be feeling unsure about the stability of the relationship. It's important to communicate openly with your partner about your feelings and try to understand their perspective as well. If you find that you're both not making plans for the future, it could be an opportunity to discuss your goals and aspirations and see if you're both still on the same page. Remember, recognizing these signs doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship is doomed. It's always important to communicate openly with your partner and try to work through any issues that arise. But at the end of the day, your happiness and well-being should always be a top priority. Don't be afraid to take a step back and evaluate your relationship, and remember that it's okay to walk away if the relationship is no longer fulfilling your needs. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this.